The following episode may contain adult themes and language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to History and Mystery in Kansas City, the history podcast about all things unsolved and unexplained in Kansas City and the surrounding areas. I'm Laura.
And I'm Talia.
And I'm working on like 2 hours of sleep, so I apologize for my voice. It's very gruff, and I am probably going to be yawning throughout this whole thing. I'll try to edit it out.
I also apologize for my voice, but this is just my regular voice. It's terrible. I apologize. It's a work in progress.
Today we are doing a fun episode, as promised.
You know, I have to admit, I'm very happy about this because after everything that's been going on, we could use a palate cleanser.
Yes, this is a mental health break from History and Mystery.
Instead of crying sad tears, we're going to cry happy tears.
Yeah, we might cry.
Oh, we're definitely. I'm 90% sure I'm going to cry.
So this episode is about Jim the Wonder Dog.
Wonder.
I have an obsession with animals who have either special abilities or are war heroes or save lives or have jobs or anything like that. I love anything that involves any of that.
If you think about it, any animal with a job is kind of a wonder animal.
Yeah.
But this one's a little more special.
This one's really special.
This one's insanely special.
So he was... This story is basically... It's in Missouri. It's not Kansas City, technically, but it's a couple... Maybe an hour away.
Marshall?
Yeah, or two.
It's an hour and a half.
But
Google.
they started in Sedalia, and then they moved to Marshall, Missouri a little bit later. But let's see. So Marshall, Missouri is about 90 miles east of Kansas City.
Something like that.
So something like that.
I'm just going to say something incredibly... It blasted in my head just now. To give you an idea of just how above the other wonderful super pets that we have, this one's like Jesus tier.
Or Buddha.
Or Buddha, yeah, sure. Because he's just, I guess that one. He's literally the Professor X of dogs.
Yeah.
It's insane. He literally is a superpowered dog. It's insane.
So the owner's name is Sam Van Arsdale. And in 1925, first of all, he was a hunter and he worked in hotels. And
Gotta have a side gig.
Yeah, he hunted passionately, apparently. He was living in West Plains, Missouri. And in 1925, he was delivered a puppy, but he didn't know who sent it at first. He had been talking to a breeder a few times who was trying to sell him one of his dogs, but Van Arsdale was like, they're kind of expensive. So he assumed later on that this breeder gave him or sent him this dog. He did end up paying for it, but it was half price because he was supposedly the runt of the litter.
The runt. Yeah, little do we know about runts. They tend to be...
Hunter dogs.
Well, yeah. I mean, they turn to be something special, just in general.
They are special.
Full
just
of
like
personality.
creamy babies, and
yeah,
they end up being amazing. He named him Jim, which I love.
It matches his eyes. If we were to describe, it would be like, imagine like a dog with like old man eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jim.
A lot of people I'm going to post some YouTube videos, and a lot of people said he had human-like eyes that were just riveting. So anyway, he calls him Jim, which I love old man names on dogs. It's just the best thing ever. He was a Llewellyn setter, born of pureblood champion field stock in Louisiana.
Yes.
In the beginning, he went to training. Like, they sent him to training with all these other dogs for hunting birds. And while all the other dogs are learning how to zigzag and pick up a scent, Jim is just literally staring at them, like, refusing to be trained.
Laying underneath in the shade of a tree and just
Yeah.
watching them, just going,
Chilling.
yep, you do you guys. I'm going to stay over here and just relax.
So the owner, Sam, he almost sold him or gave him away because he was like, he is not going to be a good hunting dog because he's obviously lazy as fuck.
But he did decide to give him a chance.
Yeah.
And instead of doing the zigzags like other dogs would do while hunting for quail, went straight to the quail.
Yeah. And he didn't need to train because he just knew.
He just inherently just knew where things were.
Yeah. It said on the Jim the Wonder Dog website that he even refused to hunt if there were no quail in the area. He's like, no, what's the point?
If we're gonna be walking out here, like, might as well just lay under this tree.
Yeah, there's no birds out here. Let's go home.
Speaking of trees,
Oh, go ahead.
once he realized how smart Jim was, he was like, you know what? Let's put this a little bit to the test. He's like, Jim.
I don't think that was even a test. I think he just like said that not thinking.
Maybe.
And the dog was like, oh, okay, here we go.
It sounded like it would have been a test, but he was like, yeah, Jim, I'm tired, man. I could just lay under that old, what was it? Oak?
No.
Was it, willow?
Hold
Was it a
on,
willow?
let me look.
Which tree was first?
I'm looking.
There's too many trees.
Where did I write it? Oh, here it is. Hickory.
Dickory dock.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, dude, I want to lay under a hickory tree.
Because
I don't know why that's his accent, but it is. I want to lay under a hickory tree.
Where's he from?
I don't know. That's just, when
Van
you're hunting all day.
Arsdale. I don't know what kind of...
Why not? This could be him. Why not French?
Or Russian. I don't know what that is.
It's a Russian.
But I have an actual quote. It says, he said, let's go over and rest a bit under that hickory tree.
Oh, okay.
So I took it as not being a test, and he was just saying out loud, let's go do
this.
Let's go sit under this hickory tree. And Jim just runs over to the hickory tree, picks one out.
He was like, wait a second. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold your britches. Let's check this out.
Let's see if he can do this again.
What was the next one? The oak?
The next one
Aspen.
was a walnut.
Walnut?
I mean, different
There's
people.
so many trees.
People say different things, I'm sure, but I have in my notes from his website that it was walnut, then cedar, then a stump, and then a tin can. And Jim picked out all of those things.
Insane.
Yeah.
Without hesitation,
Yes.
dude was just like,
Oh,
okay, cool, let's go.
You want to go sit over by the stump? All right, here it is.
Why do you want a tin can?
Yeah.
You do some target practice?
Can. Yep.
Maybe learn how to shoot some quail, bro. Let's go.
So Sam, the owner, he was trying to keep track of the birds that he shot, and he counted 5,000 birds and then lost count.
Well, they say he lost count. I'm sure he was just like, okay, I'm done counting.
This
is exuberant.
It is. Because Jim was so good at hunting, he just
knew where to go.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, though, how many shots, like just all the ammunition that was spent on these quails?
Yeah.
Because even if you're a really good shot, you're going to at least miss one every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think, but I mean, I'm no marksman, so I'm going to miss like 85% of the ones that I take, right?
Yeah. So. Well, he was really... I mean, it was like his huge hobby, so he must have been good at it.
What are you going to do with 5,000 quail?
I mean, this is over a period of, what, like 10 years at least? 12 years?
Yeah, well, I mean, if it was 10 years, it's still 500 quail a year.
Quail eggs are really yummy. Maybe he was, like, cooking the quail and eating it.
That'd be a little shy of 2 a day that you would be eating.
Maybe he's giving... I mean, it is during the Depression, so maybe he's giving it to his neighbors.
That's fair. He's selling it. He's giving it to people.
The owner seemed like a really cool dude. He was actually offered a bunch of money to have Jim later on to do commercials and be in the movies and everything, and he turned down the money.
Yeah. Even free dog food. He was like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason why he did that was, number one, he had morals. But number two, like, could you imagine just how stressful that would be for Jim?
Yeah, it would
I
be.
mean, sure, like giving little shows and everything here and there, like Jim's probably like, oh, this is fun. Sure. Yeah. Okay. But doing it every day
Yeah.
in front of cameras for long periods of time and being told to do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Well, and I think part of it too is the owner, I'm just going to call him Sam because his last name is a bit much.
Yeah,
but Sam, he didn't want to take money for anything having to do with the dog because he wanted people to believe him. And he thought, if I charge money for this, or if I take money
gimmick.
for, people will think it's a gimmick, but it's not.
It was a gift.
It was a
he
true
had a
gift.
true gift.
Outdoor Life magazine termed Jim, quote, the hunting dog of the country.
I'm going to say probably the hunting dog of the world.
Yeah.
5,000 in a lifetime.
Because
that's insane.
It said that no other dog had ever reached the number of 5,000.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's worldwide.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he's a worldwide hunting dog. Mm-hmm. A huntsman.
A huntsman. Oh.
He was a huntsman.
Yes.
In dog form. The world's greatest huntsman.
Yeah.
5,000. Confirmed kills.
He's a hitman.
Some quail.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Quail's shaking in their boots.
And quail one's like, oh, shit. Two's like, what? He's like, look over there. Kiss your ass goodbye. We're about to die. We're all gonna die. All the other quails, yeah, right. Boom, they're all dead. It's like, god damn, man.
He's so scary.
Yeah, we're all dead.
So miraculously, Sam figured out that Jim could locate a car by make, color, out-of-state plate, or license number. From a crowd, he could select the man who sells hardware, quote unquote, or the one who, quote, takes care of sick people, quote, end quote. So instead of saying, go find the doctor, he would say, go find, or he would say, instead of saying,
like, if you weren't feeling well,
yeah,
who would you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Find a Bible.
Pick out the one person wearing red, or at one of them was like, find the person who doesn't believe in you. And he would go walk up to somebody who was supposedly a skeptic.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Or like, hey, here's a license plate, go find it.
Yeah, and sometimes it even was something around the block, and he would still find it.
Block down, like off to the left or whatever.
Yeah.
It's insane.
He followed commands given to him in foreign languages, shorthand, and even Morse code.
Mm-hmm.
He even chose the winner of the 7 Kentucky Derbies, the World Series of Baseball, and the sex of unborn babies. He would answer to orders in many languages, even though his owner, Sam, only spoke English. And Sam did not know Morse code. And so at one point, Jim performed before the Missouri legislature. I'm thinking this was in Jefferson City. Mm. And Jim was put through one of the biggest tests where he had to understand or communicate with Morse code, and Sam didn't even understand what was going on, but Jim was correct.
Yep.
Craziness.
And there was one where they thought that they would trick him. And so a Greek professor came.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrote down something on a sheet of paper in ancient, what was it, Latin or Greek?
It was Greek.
In ancient Greek. And put it down so the dog could see it. Dog did nothing.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, okay, well, what's going on? Why isn't he moving? And Sam was a little confused. Sam was like, okay, what was written down? Student picks up and goes, there's no wonder why he's not moving or doing anything. It's just the alphabet.
Yeah.
You told him to do what is on the paper, and he doesn't. I can't. There's nothing on the paper. It just says the alphabet.
Jim's like, okay, Greek alphabet, cool.
I guess I'll sit here.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I can read Greek, so.
Another Greek reading.
Crazy.
My big fat Greek reading.
In 1935, Jim performed at the Kimmerer Hotel in Kimmerer, Wyoming. After his successful performance, an article referring to Jim as, quote, the Wonder Dog, end quote, was written in the Gazette for Kimmerer on Friday, August 30th, 1935. So many people thought that Sam was somehow guiding the dog or with his body movements or body language or whatever.
And signals.
But some of it's like, how could he possibly be doing that?
I mean, you could also... I mean, I'm surprised they weren't like, blindfold me.
Yeah.
Tie me to a chair where I can't move. Like, put my hands behind my back. No one can see anything. Like, put my hands in gloves and, like, bubble wrap or whatever so you can tell that I'm not, like, tapping away Morse code or anything.
Yeah.
Can't see anything or
Sam
anything.
didn't even know Morse code.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Like,
audience doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
skeptics are going to be like, okay, well, he's tied to a chair. He cannot see. And, yeah, so let's play this game.
Yeah. Jim's fame spread across the United States, and he was eventually featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not, which I had no idea about that.
Probably one of the first ones.
Probably. I don't know when it started.
Well, maybe not. I think it was probably the early 1910s. But, like, that's insane. I wonder if he still holds records and is... Like, you would think that they would update the massive, believe it or not, encyclopedias, as opposed to just genre or year. But overall, and if they did an overall, is Wonder Dog still in there?
Yeah, I don't know. We should look into that.
Huh.
Over the years, Sam was really worried that Jim would be kidnapped or harmed because of gambling interests, because everybody wants this dog that can freaking predict the future. He reportedly turned down over $350,000 from Paramount, denied food offers from food companies. So they wanted Jim to be in advertising, but Sam said no. And then March 18th, 1937, at the age of 12, Jim passed away.
Yeah, sad.
And this is, I don't want to say this is the best part because it's really sad, but Mr. Sam, the owner, wanted the dog buried at Marshall Ridge Park Cemetery. And the cemetery was like, no, because the cemetery is for people. And so Sam had it arranged where the dog was buried right outside of the gate or right outside of the fence of the cemetery. And keep in mind, this is back in 1937. So as the years progress and more people pass away, the cemetery expands. Now Jim is inside the borders of the cemetery, which I think is amazing.
Almost like it was planned from the start.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam.
Yeah.
Well done. You outsmarted them.
Yeah.
They were probably like, well, we're still a small town, so we ain't going to expand anytime soon. Yeah, sure. That'd be fine. But, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
He's now in the cemetery where he belongs.
Yeah. And there's a memorial garden, and they do they do Jim the Wonder Dog Days festivals in Marshall, Missouri.
He even has his own fountain.
Yes.
That's insane.
And a museum.
Mm-hmm. And the fountain faces the museum.
Which we want to go to, but it's kind of, the hours are kind of wonky for our schedule.
Like, you're going to be open up on a Sunday, and you're going to open up at 1, and then close at 4?
Yeah.
I'm going to gripe about this until the moon explodes. Come on, man. We just want to see Jim.
I mean, we could do that, but we'd have to find some other stuff to do in the area. Cause, Yeah.
Yeah, you drive out there an hour and a half to see for 3 hours just to drive back an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
6-hour drive right there.
Well,
It's not a bad day trip,
Patty
actually.
Malone's is not that far from there, though.
Which one's Patty Malone's?
Our favorite restaurant in Jefferson City.
Oh, well,
So
we
we
might have
could
to do that.
Do
Yeah.
that. Like, make it a whole... I think they might be closed on Sundays, though.
Why? I do not understand.
We'll just have to take some time off and go to some places.
We'll find some time. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Because, yeah.
Because that would be great. But 12 years old.
Yeah.
For a dog?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
That's a really good life, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And you know what? He got to experience life
Yeah.
to the fullest.
He really did. And he was part of the family. The wife of Sam, I can't remember her name, I'm sorry. I think it was like Pearl or some old lady name that was really cute. They didn't have children, and so Jim was her child.
Yeah.
So it
As
really
it should be.
affected it really affected them when he passed away.
And I'm going to take a second to gripe here. If you have an animal, if you have a pet, you have a dog or a cat, they are your children.
They should be, yes. And if
Yes.
they're not, you need to rehome them.
And if you just go, oh, they're a pet, they are a pet, they are a dog, that is it. I'm sorry. You are not worthy.
Yeah.
Because they absolutely love you
Yeah. Unconditionally.
like a child
Yes.
loves their parent.
And you are their only world. You have
Yeah.
stuff outside of your home, outside of them. You have work and your friends and whatever else. They only have you.
Unless, like, sure, you can take them, like, daycare or whatever, but that's realistically the only time that they will have outside the house. Other than unless you take them on a walk or whatever. They love you, you know? And as for cats, they don't show it half the time, but they love you.
They really do.
They're
Well,
like,
it
they're your
depends on-
teenager that wants to stay in the room and gripe all the time, but they'll come down and hang out with you when you least expect it.
It depends on what kind of cat you have. Mine's not like that.
Mine's a jerk.
Mine doesn't want to leave me alone. She's so needy. She just wants to be cuddled all day.
Yeah, mine's a jerk. He'll come up only when you have food. Or if he wants to, like, bite your ankle for no reason. Every once in a while he'll come and hang out, but it's very rare.
He's so handsome, though.
He is a handsome boy, but he's literally an angsty teenager. So, but gripe over. They're amazing. They love you. Just they're your kids. Even
Treat
if
'em right.
you treat them like your kids.
Yeah.
You know.
Let them
and
up on the couch. They only
Yeah.
have 12 years.
They have less time on this planet than your kid does.
Yeah.
Treat them with respect, because they would protect you to the ends of this world. Will your kid? Will they?
Who knows?
No. They'll run and scream going, oh no! Run away.
Yeah.
Anyway, gripe over. 12 years, got to live the best of his life.
Yeah.
Had amazing abilities. Amazing abilities.
Yes.
One of the things in the video that was asked, one of the podcasters, they both went to the festival, and they one of them was the husband, I believe, was asking questions to people like, what would you ask? Because everyone was asking, like, where is this, where is that?
Right.
But if you had an opportunity to ask the questions, would you ask something in, like, deep question?
Yes.
Or would you ask just okay, well, I don't want to know the deep questions because I'm afraid of the answers. Let me ask one of these other questions, like, am I going down the right path in life? You know, which is a deep question, but how is it not, like, more, I should say, they aren't asking those questions. They're asking, like, well, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Like,
Go find the stump.
yeah, like,
When
he's
you
like,
could be
"All right, cool."
asking, what's the meaning of life? Why are we fucking here?
Because his mind is like a portal
Yeah.
of knowledge. And I mean, sure, it's going to be hard to answer when you're a dog, like the meaning of life.
Yeah.
But he can stop, think for a second, and then show you. an answer closest to what the truth is.
Mm-hmm.
How special would that have been?
You could write down like, kind of like multiple choice, yeah, answers.
But what happens if the answer's not on there?
Then you could say none of these, and then he can check that, paw that.
Something else, something more,
something different. Like, or it could just be simple yes and no questions like, is there heaven and hell? Is there a God? Is there an afterlife?
But those are tricky questions. And the reason why those are tricky questions... He
probably knows, though.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, the reason that that's tricky is dependent on who is asking the question, that kind of answer is already answered in their mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's no way to... Like, if the dog was like, no, there's no heaven and hell, and you're a hardcore devout Christian, number one, what is that going to do to you?
I feel like people like that wouldn't even ask those type of questions, though.
Well, I mean, if you're going through a rough patch and, like, your faith is truly being questioned, you might.
Because I would totally ask that question, but I have an open mind.
Yeah. But that's the hard part, is having an open mind. And a lot of people don't. I mean, especially nowadays. But
I'm just curious, and I would trust that dog. I would trust his answer over any humans.
Yep, 100%. He's gotten every answer right. He has 100% accuracy.
Yeah,
100%. Even with the births.
Yeah.
With the baby's genders and stuff, he knew. I mean, they also have incredible scent, and they could probably tell based off of scent. But at the same time, like, come on, that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, Morse code has nothing to do with scent and picking the winner of the derby and all that stuff. Like, that is just crazy.
How can you tell? Like, the dog is like, okay, guys, like, I need so-and-so to win this race, please.
The dog is talking to the horses?
Like, yeah, he's like, guys, my name is Jim. I'm famous in the area. You guys are famous too, but I mean, like, I am famous. I don't ruin this for me, please. I need Starlight to win this one, okay? Pepper, you can come in second. The rest of you guys, try your best, but like, you guys were gonna lose anyway. But Starlight, between you and Pepper, I need you to just like, show it. Like, but Pepper, like, you would have won, but I need you to take second place on this one because I kind of already told them that Starlight would win.
Yeah.
And the horses are just like, what? Okay.
Cool, Jim.
Let's do it. I mean, let's spice it up a bit. And all the other horses like, wait, you knew we were gonna lose? It's probability, man. It's probability. You lose every race. What are you talking about? Yeah. Pepper, I am the greatest horse, but I'll let him take it this time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. Fucking Sergeant Pepper over here is just fucking
Sergeant Pepper.
it's just like, I'm gonna do it. I'll be the best one this time. I was gonna win, but it was rigged. It was rigged by Jim the Wonder Dog. It was like, oh shit. But like, he had 100% accuracy.
Yeah.
We could ask anything.
Yeah.
And here
we are.
Missed opportunities. Time travel. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go back in time.
Jim probably knows how to time travel,
Jim,
too.
Is time travel possible?
He probably already built a time machine.
Jim's just looking at it. I was like, you time traveled here to ask me if time travel is possible? We need to know if you know that we time traveled here.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very obvious.
We should go to the cemetery and try to connect with his spirit and ask him these questions, because now that he's a spirit, he won't be held back by his doggy voice.
That is true, but would we only hear barking, or would he be able to talk psychically?
He would be able to talk psychically to us, because he's not a dog form anymore. He's his
How
spirit.
would we know it's him and not some other ghost just pretending it's him? Like, they're asking about Jim. Oh, really? Jim's dog? Well,
they're jealous that Jim's more famous.
There's Jim over there. Shh, don't tell Jim. I'm Jim. Yes, I was a dog. What are you doing? He's right. Cool. Be cool. This episode was an honor, by the way, of yes, Jim the Wonder Dog. But Jim the Wonder Dog, as of recording, his birthday was 2 days ago, March 10th, which, is ironically when I got the message of saying, hey, let's do Jim the Wonder Dog.
Yeah.
And we did not realize that his birthday at the time was on the 10th. So, hey, I think this is Jim.
Jim psychically connecting to us.
Saying, please tell my story.
Yeah.
Same wavelength.
Yeah.
How rare is that? That doesn't happen very often.
So there's Jim the Wonder Dog Days, like we mentioned. We can't find a specific date, but keep your eye out for that because it sounds really fun.
It might be changing every year.
Yeah,
that's what it is. They're just like, let's have a festival here.
Yeah,
it's probably whenever they can do it, weather permitting and stuff. But yeah, definitely keep your eye out for that. That is really cool. It's a bunch of dogs going out doing their best to do tricks, having an amazing time, and just celebrating the life of one of the most amazing animals. And I'll say one of the most because we know some of the other amazing animals in our lives. So he is definitely one of the most amazing animals. And yeah, so happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jim.
Belated birthday. And, hopefully here soon we'll actually go up and be able to meet you.
Yeah. And this is a regular episode, so...
It's not a bonus episode.
No, it's regular.
See, we are treating you. We made you guys just so distraught last time.
Special.
Yeah, we've been always giving the good fun ones to the bonus odes and making you guys morally depressed.
Yeah.
So here's a fun one for you guys.
So...
if you'd like to donate to our Patreon, which would be benefiting the show and donating to the show.
And making it better.
We have 2 tiers on our Patreon.
Yes, one is $2 a month and one is $5 a month. And with a $5 a month one, you get a sticker every 3 months.
Sticker?
I need to put a new design on there. Anyway, and we would really appreciate that. It is patreon.com/historyandmysterykcpod. And our email address is historyandmysterykcpod@gmail.com. And
all of our socials are also on the Discord too.
On the Patreon, yeah.
Discord, oh my god. We need a Discord. We could
do a Discord with like one of the tiers.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. But I'm not good at checking those things. I tried to do a Reddit, but I can't. I don't keep up with it.
You would need moderators on that, yeah. Oof. I don't know even how to operate Reddit, to be honest. I mean, Discord's a little bit easier.
Yeah. We could totally start one. That'd
Probably.
be fun.
Could be fun.
But yeah, so in the meantime, stay aware, alert, and alive. Bye.
Bye.